get on this. Let me listen. Tom Brady, the legend, has grown. That man didn't need any more. He didn't need any more. You know, goatness or Superman. You want to call it that? Because that guy right there played through MCL, learning a new offense, getting acclimated to a new head coach, learning how to lead, and did exactly that. Like like he went down and shout out to Tom, man, TB12, man. He but grinding. He shot, bro. Same age as Tom. Started my work, but TB be going hard. You know what I mean? He be going in. He's competing at a higher level now. And with what success he had with this Buccaneers offense, and able to bring back everybody, get everybody on the same page. That is impressive. Like, I mean, seriously. And then he played through an injury. Oh man. So that's when I'm like, come on, man. Like, we don't need to give this dude no more. He doesn't need any more, like, come on. Like Tom's a fucking goat, man. Like, seriously. Tom doesn't play. All right. Now, I just don't like my mic being right. I don't want to put another one, but all right. All right. Arizona Cardinals. They've been busy this offseason. They've had some signings. They've had some rookie mistakes. Nevertheless, it's pretty much what it is, you know. So I can hide this on here. All right. So I do like this. How do you do it? Oh, like that. Well, and my little thing doesn't move like the other people should be moving on the screen. Okay, man. Anyway, Chase Edmonds in Arizona, running back, who is could be getting his start over. Now James Conner is getting his start over after nothing for last season. All right. Kenyon Drake went to Las Vegas, and we'll get to the Raiders and further on. But it makes for an interesting point because Chase Edmonds is, I guess, wowed somebody because they're like kind of high on him. But James Conner, you're coming over there, it's not going to be like Pittsburgh. And that offense right there is definitely going to be in the heap of that NFC West, fighting for either division or postseason. But I mean, that's the least of their worries. They've got their defense trending just well, even with the cornerback leaving and going to Minnesota. And you get to see him week 2. And mark that on your calendar, week 2, Minnesota and Arizona, when DeAndre Hopkins will be lining up with, Mr. Peters. Interesting turn of events, how the NFL schedule has worked somewhat. I'm not going to say it worked all the way, but somewhat. The Baltimore Ravens. Now, here we go. We're getting to the good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and I'm going to click back on so y'all can see. I don't want to be all up on the motherfucking mic. Hello, I had to put my other laptop down. So take this guy here, put him down because I was on Twitter while I was doing this, and there's not too much stuff going on. In effect, let me turn. Yeah, that see that'll work way better. All right, now when I'm moving in the seat, I can still, the mic can still be there, but I can actually put it right up in here and get back to where I was at. Oh, not good. Anyway, all right, my beautiful people, thank you for tuning in to Clutch Sports Media, coming through Clutch Sports Podcast. This is Monday. Yo, Clutch Perspective. The Baltimore Ravens, Patrick Queen says the Ravens aim to have a top 5 defense. I mean, look, I like the kid. LSU probably like good guy. But they lost Yannick Ngawe, and dang, he was just on Good Morning Football this morning. He's a Patriot now, and that is nice. Like, who went in and swept up a lot of the good pieces. Anyway, this is Mr. Queen's sophomore season. Shout out to the Baltimore Ravens, Patrick Queen. Like he got injured last year, came back, and I mean, just wasn't. But this year, this is his quote. He's we lost some key pieces, but I feel like it's the Ravens defense. So you know how we're going to come. We've got these new guys up front in the draft. So there's a lot of stuff to look out for. And we just want to be that same defense we were a top 5 defense. All the pieces that we've got, all the coaching that we've got added to the team is going to be a big season. And I can't wait. Matthew Judon, that was his name. And he went to New England, and Ngakwe ended up leaving. I mean, the sophomore linebacker is optimistic, and I mean, by right, that Baltimore defense is still a nice defense. Like, I mean, they're still. I'm not gonna say top 5, but we'll see. You know, we definitely will see though. That's one thing. They're going to be tested. I'm telling you, with everybody on the AFC side, oof, and the way they're trying to speed kill and spit roast some people out there with these combinations of wide receivers and quarterback, you know, of hooking up, especially with you have a Tua and a Burrow, and you got all these guys right there. Come on. This is going to be interesting. A lot of defenses are going to be be tested and tried, especially with all the off-season talk about how these defenses are good and they made this, they went this. I mean, granted, yeah, a lot of them have. Blah, blah, blah. I got to warm my voice. Drink some. Should I make some coffee? I think we should do the coffee, right? Thank you. All right. Here we go. Buffalo Bills. Shout out to that Bills Mafia. I don't want to smoke. All right. Buffalo Bills. Jerry Hughes, Cole Beasley. Could they get cut? Well, we know Jerry Hughes, and it was Mario Addison. Coming to find out, it was Matt Breida along with a Cordy Ford. That may be on the cut list potential. Buffalo has went and got. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and get my voice right. Buffalo went out and they drafted some key pieces to transform from. I reported on this on one of my. I think it was on the live. I was on the Instagram live. If I'm, oh yeah, it's on Instagram. You can follow us at Clutch SM365 on Twitter, and Instagram is Clutch Sports Media 365. Check us out. We'll be over there. Jerry Hughes with Mario Addison. These two combined for 9.5 sacks over 30 games. Buffalo did not really have that pound you into the ground like a Myles Garrett with the Browns or a Sue with the Tampa Bay, or Chase Young with the Washington football team. I mean, you have two only combined for 9.5, and the money that they could save for getting rid of both of them, about 10 mil, 11 mil, somewhere around that number. You have to go look back in the other show notes from previous. They've got some studs. Gregory Rousseau, they drafted in the first round. And dang, who doesn't? He got some. Man, I'm gonna have to pull up I'm gonna have the numbers for you. But they could, like I said, cut them because like the production it was not there. Cincinnati Bengals, my sleeper pick, the team I'm like really interested in seeing this year, because when I was looking at them last night, this morning, whenever it was, sometime this morning, and I see that they get the tight end CJ Uzuma. Oh my God, I'm not even about to. CJ tight end Cincinnati Bengals. Now, they were getting in tune to a relationship until injury befell both of them, of course. And, now they get a chance to reunite it. And especially when you factor in, like, come on, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, Wiggins, Joe Mixon, if he's healthy. And definitely the one thing that I've noticed that a lot of teams are doing that they didn't do, I guess, before, and that was like what we've seen Dallas Cowboys do in the draft. They went aggressively hard to bulk up on that defense. Well, I'm looking at the Bengals and I'm like, the Bengals, they got to get the line right. They got to get some protection. They lost the center that they had. I mean, they're actually. I'm trying to get my mic. There you go. They're actually like hoping that both of these players, like Burrows, is returning from the torn ACL. CJ Uzomah returning from an Achilles injury. Again, I'm not going to butcher the man's name. So we're going to say tight end CJ Cincinnati Bengals. Uzomah. He could get 50 passes in the 2021 season. Healthy? With the way the tight end game is, with the way you're going to have to defend against Tyler Boyd, Higgins, and Chase, and Joe Burrow, who can move around and get him. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see him and Dak coming back from injuries, where is potentially could affect your running. You know what I'm saying? Because are you going to want to take that chance? You know, we seen when Alex Smith came back, and oh, they was like every time he kicked the bunny was everybody was fine. But I mean, yeah, the price you pay as a football player sometimes, right? All right. Now, does Dallas have a top five linebacker corps? Oh, I want to know. Because, see, this is where we're at right now. Okay? We're at the point where we have, what's a good word of putting it? A guy who has slowly declined at the middle linebacker position, that they declined to pick up the fifth-year option, and then not only did not entertain a trade so as to bring in a number one linebacker for your first draft, and then you have just added to the position, and you still have, and then I think you got Keanu Neal. So Leighton Vander Esch, and this is what Dan Quinn, and Dan Quinn is now the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. This is what Dan Quinn had to say on Leighton Vander Esch. Wait. Oh, sorry. I was going. No, we can come back. Odell, y'all already know Odell's into, man. Odell's out there dropping the bids right now, but this is middle linebacker Leighton Vander Esch is on a mission. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn says. Quinn chimes in on Van Der Esch. I've been really impressed, not just from the OTA time. Every once in a while, you can just see a person that's on a mission. And I think that's what I've seen from Leighton. From the time I've arrived, you just feel the energy and intensity that he's putting into his workouts to change his body to get as strong as he could. From then on, the question in the meetings, you could feel the urgency to go, and rightfully so, because his rookie season, I think when he had double digit sacks, he had, a good, then there was injury and it went down. Then it was the next year and it went down. So this year, with the way that the defensive, they've just looked dismal, because it was like all somebody had to do was just knock Washington off last season and win a division, and you're in the postseason, and it didn't work. Good question. Good question. However, Dan Quinn is saying that the intent, because I mean, look, you didn't get your 50 option picked up, they're not trading. This is time to go hard. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Somebody's going to see. And not only that, it depends on if the defense remains healthy. And we even got the training camp, and preseason is this year. We get 3 games. So it's going to be interesting. Now, Odell, this is a little tidbit. Odell returning in 2021. He's going to be a special year in Cleveland. Baker coaches won't hesitate to put more on Baker's plate because they know he can handle it. If you look, and I heard that on Good Morning Football this morning. I think I heard it somewhere else, but they expect him to produce. And then if you give me Odell back, that's even more of a plus. You know what I'm saying? Because you see what he did when Odell was there for support because he couldn't play. But yet still, it's going to be a special year in Cleveland. Yeah, that's it. It will be because I mean, hey, they can only continue to rise to the top. Okay, and oh my, I forgot it. All right, the Denver Broncos. Not even gonna talk about the Broncos, but Von Miller comes out. Hold on, make sure that y'all can hear me because I sound far away. Von Miller comes out and says this is the best Broncos team in a long time. Actual quote: "This is the best team we've been able to field in a long time." And this is Pierre Mike Kliss of Nine News, clearly Denver. Von Miller, the offense is going. Now, this is, I knew, all right. Now, this is where it's getting interesting, my bros. Yeah. Von Miller on his offense. The offense is going to be ridiculous. We've got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, Albert Okowie. I was writing his name and I was like, it's cold, man. Like, sorry. I don't mean to disrespect the man's last name, but that is, man. Okay. However, he says, I don't want to go through the whole thing. Melvin Gordon and all these other by time guys, the defense is just as stacked. Now, Melvin Gordon, if my memory serves me correct, and I know it should be because I wrote this down, I think that was last week, he is potentially a trade offer. Like somebody's potentially could pick him up if they need one. Melvin Gordon, the third. And Melvin Gordon, he signed with Pittsburgh. You know, Pittsburgh needed, they needed something. You know what I mean? Hell, you got Ben Roethlisberger over there looking like he's on a TB12 diet. And I mean, hey, Ben is trying to get his sexy back. But no, oops, sorry, people. It's amazing though. Denver is really a good team. And what Von Miller was talking about, I mean, can't dispute it. Like I can't go against what he said because you look at them, they are a team, and the defense is nice. And they got Patrick Surtain too. Oh wow, him, man, come on. Denver is supposed to potentially upset. Now I was saying that that's a hot seat because you got Teddy Bridgewater, you brought him in, you got a potential brewing battle. You may be able to snatch Aaron Rodgers. Deshaun Watson, according to my bros TD Fins talk, that the window's back open for Miami, and Deshaun, I'm like, wait, I see the notification come across the screen. I'm like, what? Oh man. Oh my. So, just out of the curiosity of my brain, if Miami were to get their hands on Deshaun Watson, of course, we know there's going to be a suspension according to the NFL. But what does if Tua doesn't mess up and he plays well, and you got Deshaun just sitting on the bench? I don't see you giving all the damn. That would be interesting. But like I said, I seen a notification. I swear I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go back and listen to that pod and see what he's talking about. Oh man, but that's what makes Denver an interesting team because how Miami is with talent, and of course the quarterback is going to come under the scrutiny, but this this is going to be an interesting training camp right there because Teddy Bridgewater has something to prove as well. I mean, Teddy, man, Teddy went from being the man, 5-0, good, you know, good bro, good backup bro, to Teddy leaving and going to Carolina, getting that position, and it just went up and down, up and down, up and down. However, they were in close games, like literally close games. So I mean, you give them that benefit of the doubt. The public's eye of affection for the team that battled and rallied and cried and tried to get back in it and came up short. That is what you get from what happened in Carolina. So Teddy Bridgewater doesn't deliver, and he's a one and done. And Frisco was rumored to be trading away Jimmy G, and they were going to snatch old Teddy B for the nice price of 17 mil when you at the time I think it was 23 million. Yeah, 23 million for Jimmy G, I think it was. So they was doing some off the wall. No, I mean negotiations and shit. They was cutting up. So Teddy is like, fuck it. I gotta go. And it just sucks the side of the business side of we can give a pitiful coach, a coach that sucks, another chance. And here you went and got like roughly, they're you look at the age group, yeah, okay, we can put them in age, but you look at the similarities, okay? Teddy Bridgewater is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold, okay? Now, did he fit in the system? No, they were looking for something younger and something more, I guess, flashy. Well, you got Mr. Seaghost, who has to look at Tom Brady twice a year again. Look at Matt Ryan and maybe do it out with him, and then either Jameis or Taysom may be dominating him. However, the Carolina Panthers have upgraded their defense. Mm-hmm. They've added some speed. You get down with them. O'Ryan going at it. Yeah, yeah. And Matt Rule just dialing them up with that Joe Brady offense. But that Carolina defense is what is going to be tested. You're in the same cut with the Buccaneers, who is the same monster on both sides of the ball. And this time, they're clicked up. That could possibly wreak havoc on the rest of the NFL. I mean, listen. It's rare that we see a team come all the way back with all of them. But when you get them, and then you have this mission, because once you've tasted blood, you want more. When you've hit that pinnacle of success, you don't want to turn around and go back to the poverty line. Hell no. Why not run it up? That's what Von Miller missed last year. Okay. Now he gets to come back and be part of a team that is strong enough to make a run in the division. Because the Buccaneers had to face the Saints in that division. So that would be the equivalency of the Denver Broncos with the Chiefs. They're gonna fight. And guess what? You're gonna have a quarterback that knows how to manipulate and move the ball. Teddy Bridgewater came close. And I was shocked. Came close to almost pulling an upset on Kansas City. But you can imagine if you can imagine if the 27th rolls around and no Aaron Rodgers and the 28th, no Aaron Rodgers, and then we get all the way to the merry month of August, and Aaron Rodgers is not reported to camp. But could we have the trade? Could it be Denver? Because if you was to give him that Denver, you're giving him basically Brady Part 2. Go to another conference. Go to a team that has weapons and run it up and play against arguably the young great talent in Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, and then face off with Derek Carr and the Raiders. I mean, that would be a playbook story ending for Rodgers. And then, to run it And let me get on the screen so I can let y'all motherfuckers see me dead in the face when I tell you. Listen, I know that you think that Detroit is rebuilding. They got a washed up ass Jared Goff or a shell shocked or whatever the disrespect may be. However, Jared Goff has been to a Super Bowl. Hmm. He's been to two Pro Bowls. And the confidence that he's gathered from watching Detroit rebuild and support and give him that McVay loving, you know, some stuff like that. Uh, it is crazy because we overlooked Detroit because of the rebuild. But Jared Goff, two-time Pro Bowl, number one overall draft pick. And I'm guaranteeing, well, I'm not even guaranteeing. I'm just letting you know that he could be a sleeper. You gotta look, bro. Check him out. I'm telling you, Anthony Lynn and him. Anthony Lynn was let go from the Chargers, and now is the OC in Detroit. Now they were stadium mates, I guess you want to call it. You know, him being the Chargers and the Rams, and yeah. But now they get the chance to work together, and Anthony Lynn spoke out on Jared Goff. Um, he's that guy, Jared Goff, who loves the attention and opportunity to take it to the next level. Anthony Lynn was like, "It's been a pleasure to work with Jared." You know what I'm saying? And absolute pleasure for me was. But there was a part in there where he was like, it was something that he said. Oh, just giving him some input and watching him grow as a leader. This is Anthony Lynn on Jared Goff. As a leader on our football team. That's been really cool to see. But he's had some really good practices, and hopefully that carries over to training camp and the regular season. But I'm very pleased with what I've seen so far. Now, I mean, he started out when he first started out talking about it, and he was on a compassing the beat podcast, and he said it was a pleasure to work with, an absolute pleasure, right? Comes back later on, and I'm not reading into more into it. I'm just saying that Jared Goff is going to be. You're gonna have to go out there and show off. You're gonna have to be that guy that had some and got him to the Super Bowl. You know, you're gonna have to. He has a Amon St. Brown, who's going to be his, I guess, new Cooper Cup. He needs some weapons over there. Okay, he needs no doing the right thing, building a lineup. But I'm looking out for that team right there because OC, Anthony Lynn, and Jared mixed up. That could be an interesting combination. That remember, I said it today. Sleeper. I called it. All right, GB4 update. No, you're not gonna want to hear it. Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers needs a couple of weeks. It's not you. It's me. Could be the final breakup in Green Bay. You know, you have that breakup. You're like, it's not you. It's me. It's just something in there. And that is what, if, we had to name a crappy love rom com with him starring ditching the Packers. This would be leading up to that, because he's already did Hawaii. He was, diving over. I mean, he then went to the golf course. He didn't play with the emotions. He didn't been around the media circus. And this is what he says. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this week. Word comes back around. Disgruntled reigning MVP said at a golf tournament Saturday. I like that the disgruntled reigning MVP. Like, all right. Pro football talk. Then I'm going to get back to working out and figure things out in a couple of weeks. Aaron Rodgers says, basically, I'm gonna holler at y'all in a few weeks. I got some stuff to do. Okay, I'm gonna holler at you. So, with that being said, figure things out. Rodgers is expected to decide whether to report to training camp or not, after already skipping minicamp, in hopes of being traded. Wide receiver rookie Amari Rodgers can make a plug-and-play impact in 2021. Pierre Matt Schneiderman of The Athletic, after watching some of those moves and the way he was playing. Look, it would be now a travesty that there's nothing you can dangle in front as bait to get him to come back, because he's going to figure some things out, and clearly he will let you know. All right. Okay. All right. Indianapolis Colts. Now listen, when I went and I was going through that offensive lineup, I was like, wait a minute. And we're all focused on Julio and just AJ Brown. Listen to T.Y. Hill, Michael Pittman, and the quiet Zach Pascal. And getting Paris Campbell back is a big bonus. Looks like a good off season for the man Carson Wentz down there in Indianapolis there. Whew! How about that? All right, Indianapolis GM Chris Ballard stated that we think we're a little better than other people do at that position. It's a convincing point. Now, head coach Frank Rice get Carson Wentz, and if he can get back on track with this group of weapons, well, let me tell you. You get, because look, but like Phillip Rivers was a assertive vet that was able to get you to the store. Now if you need to go someplace else, you ain't getting you down. Carson Wentz coming in knowing that, look at this, I got my offensive line. Defense is phenomenal. They're in an easier division right now because, two teams, they're on the whole rebound, but I wouldn't put nothing past them. And you have T.Y. Hilton, who stayed, Michael Pittman, who's up and coming, Zach Pascal, like I said, Paris Campbell. You have these weapons, right? Now you have a quarterback that can deliver. Philly, he didn't have majority of the people were injured. And then you went out one week and looked like you had all the practice squad. Now, this is an update. Carson Wentz was spotted working out in Texas with Pittman, Pascal, and several other new Colts teammates. Okay, you hear that? Carson is getting a upper hand. He wants now. We need to get grind. Let's go. Let's. This is going to be, like I said, an interesting off season. However, when I looked at the Colts, and I mean, yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I was in the Tennessee train wreck. You know, I was there. I was there. And soon as, let me see, as soon as I got a chance to see this roster, and then I went back and I looked up some videos. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, no, I can't. Wait. Because that was the two that was in it last year. That was the standoff. You know what I'm talking about? That was a standoff. So now, when you look at that offense and then that defense with Quiddy Pay, and then it showed up a couple of areas in the secondary. I mean, look, Frank Wright is gonna do. He's done. Look, Carson, come here. Go out and handle business. That's handle business. All right. Now look at here. We already knew because we've had one of those all seasons, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm gonna tell you. They better start keeping the better money on them because I don't know what Frank Clark was thinking to be riding. I mean, clearly it was whatever situation it was, but two, really? And you already got a previous one? Oh, bro, listen. I've done a lot of dumb stuff in my life, mainly in my youth. But when I'm blessed to move up, I'm not trying to throw that away. Period. I gotta move up, man. Look, I love everybody, but guess what? Let me be a benefit to you instead of man. I'm riding around like, come on, bro. Like it don't even fit right. So now the Chiefs, barring the outcome of the legalities, they have to find them a worthy piece that could be a Melvin Ingram, right? Well, and it's not that it's not like buzzer beater wrong. But listen, it was wrong because today Ian Rappaport, shout out Ian Rappaport and friends, shout out Ian Rappaport, thank you. He reports that he has signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So therefore, Ian Rappaport also went on the Pat McAfee show that was last week and said the Chiefs could sign the veteran Ingram to help, show up some stuff depending on the Frank Clark incident and situation. The criticism is he recorded 0 sacks in 7 games last year. There was an outspoken critic who said they would prefer Justin Houston, who has put up at least 8 sacks in each of the last 4 seasons. Well, you know what? You might just get that wish because he signed on with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you can scratch his name off of the free agency list. All right. The Athletics Nate Taylor reports Nicole Hardman will start camp as the number 2 receiver role left open by Sammy Watkins, opposite of the cheetah. Ooh, and We couldn't talk about the Chiefs without talking about Turf Toe Patrick, my homeboy. He told NFL Network he should be fully recovered. Of course, he's going to be. Man, stop it. Look, if you think Tom Brady went through MCL and Patrick Mahomes was running around the field, stretching out, playing like ain't nothing wrong. And then he gonna tell us, "Oh, I should be ready in time." Really? We know that. You're already out there cutting up pets. Stop it, bro. Stop it. But I really appreciate that though, because he really went through it all. Some people will try to play through the pain, and it's unbearable. But then you have those who mentally just block that out and just go. Like it's Raiders Henry Ruggs the third should be getting lots of targets. Did you hear me? Vegas? Fans in the stands, get ready for the show, man. Head coach John Gruden heard the criticism of the Ruggs picks. Henry Ruggs pick. He's one of those receivers they're going to lock in targets with. Okay? Speedy Alabama product. 43 targets in 13 games as a rookie in 2020. Now that Nelson Aguilar is a Patriot, they've lost that deep threat man. However, they added Kenyon Drake. And when I read this morning, it was like, they expect him to play receiver time. Because I thought about, they have Darren Waller, Henry Ruggs, Hunter Renfro, and got Kenyon Drake now, Josh Jacobs. So we have to really dig into these Raiders running wide receivers. I gotta go and see who their wide receiver staff is. Like, seriously. That seems interesting to me. Now think about it. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway. He could be in for a lot of targets. They're going to look to spread that out. Derek Carr's going to look to air that out, trust that. And you give him Kenny Drake coming out the backfield who can catch and run. And you got Jace Jacobs, who should be totally healthy. With Darren Waller, oh, man. I mean, yeah, I can see they can make a case for something. I might guarantee they're going to make some moves. I don't see John Gruden just letting go like that. Like, he's paying attention to the comments, the criticisms. He's on it. All right. The LA Rams. Deshaun Jackson, Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson could be the value target, even though Deshaun Watson was brought there for that Matthew Stafford deep threat shit with the Cooper Kupp and the oh my God, not Josh Reynolds, the other, Robert Woods. Oof. This could be Robert Woods last season. I mean, not Robert Wood, Albert Whitworth. Yes. I read it this morning. I mean, seriously, I read it this morning, and he said it. Andrew Whitworth told Chris Long on the Green Light podcast this season will probably be his last in the NFL. So I'm quite sure that they're all in with we're going all in. That's how he's looking at it. Let me see if I can. Like that. I mean, good, perfect. I'm tired of that. I don't know. Like I'm moving in my chair and I'm trying to. It just doesn't. Pardon my lack of professionalism on this fine rainy day, Monday rainy day at that. Now, That's going to be interesting to see because the Rams do not have any draft picks coming up. And then there is what? Okay. How are they going to fare with the new corners and personnel? I mean, like they really didn't. And what they got 212? Well, it's not. It's gonna be interesting. Like this is my thing. Like they're going. Excuse me, y'all. Pardon me. They're going to be in. They're going to be in it. Goddamn right. The Rams in the NFC West. No, that division got even more competitive when the news broke about they wanted Matthew Stafford. Now you have this underlying little beef, and it makes for good football. You know why? Because guess what? McVay's going to definitely utilize Matt Stafford to show the 49ers up. You guarantee it. McVay's over there gloating. And then you have Kyle sitting back like, wait a minute. But that's the thing. You're trying to put a jumper cable on your rook when you have the guy. And it's just like the same thing with the Rams. Okay? Not even shot at California football teams because that would be crazy if they were to, that would have been like, wait, they sent both of them out and they just went to Super Bowls. Like, and the guy you bring in, he hasn't even won a playoff game. He's good. And granted, it's a change of scenery. You give you give Jared Goff a dome to play in. So, I mean, we got to see. It's the same thing with Garoppolo. Like, Jimmy's out there, and Jimmy knows that you pretty much hoping that I wasn't going to rehab right, and was going to go out and get you a draft pick and a quarterback, and he was just going to be backup Jimmy. But Jimmy, on the other hand, has shown something. So it's shocking. Now, anyway, Minnesota Vikings, Anthony Barr believes the Vikings have a Super Bowl winning squad. This is opposite of what I was saying about the Detroit team for the semifinal. We know that Detroit is coming in with a hope that, hey, you know what? We're just going to go all in regardless. But Minnesota is actually built and stacked, and they've made upgrades. Bob would go on and say, I really do believe that we have a Super Bowl winning team this year. Obviously, there's a lot of steps to get to that point. And he's been through some good seasons and, of course, the bad ones. But you can look at that team and say that, look, every other year, they'll be going to the postseason. And then, of course, Kirk Cousins. There's going to be that right now moment where, listen, this is the year where they're going to look and they're going to be like, does Kirk get us there? Can we get there with Kirk? We built up the weapons. We've made additions. Our defense has showed up. And now it's time for us to see if we can get there with Kirk. No, that's crazy. But the NFC North, you would think that they're favored to be the because Aaron Rodgers potentially not going to be there. So that would increase the value for Minnesota to jump up to one spot. But we see that no. They're still not favored to win the division. So that had me questioning who the hell do they think going? The Bears? Could it be my sleeper pick? Could somebody know something that we don't know? Because guess what? When you look at Dalvin Cook, Jefferson, Thielen, oh, come on. Come on. Mm-mm. You're not going to get me with that one. Okay? You're not. No. Look, they've made the playoffs every other year since 2014. Minnesota pass rusher Everson Griffith tells Paul Allen of KFan he wants to return to the Vikings. Meanwhile, Darren Wolfson reports that the extension talks could continue between five-time Pro Bowler Harrison Smith. So look, they're making sure to get prepared for this run. They know they own it. Man, if Aaron Rodgers does not return, you are going to be expected. The odds are there. Nobody's really, I mean, honestly, I don't think nobody's really paying attention. But Minnesota is. Their team is coming out and they're letting you know this team right here could be. So, our next time, I'm telling you what we're doing, because look, you look at these teams, Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, Arizona Cardinals, the Seattle Seahawks with the 49ers. You even throw Washington in that joint. These are the teams that you would be able to see production value because of the talent that is going. Because when you look at what shaped up the game, because Adam Thielen was a dog. Justin Jefferson, you gotta watch him. You gotta figure out how to deal with them two. And then you had Kyle Rudolph when he was coming through clutch, was getting in there. But when you look at all of those teams, they have the core potential to start off winning and winning more and more. I'm like, really? Come on. They can get it. All right, but on to my New England Patriots. Request for a trade. I am outraged with this. Look, I get it that, you expected something different. I get it that you looked at the fact that it was 6 rings, it was Tom Brady, it was Belichick, your first round draft pick, 32nd, you size, speed, but you're injured. You've been there 3 years, you have not produced. And there's no shot taken at this. I was cheering for the brother until I heard through his agent and he wanted a request for a trade. So now you have to know that you want to request for a trade and you still want to show up to training camp because you know what? People want to see what they get. Are you injured? Are you just in a crowded area where now you have to drop your nuts and fight for a position? Because see, the expectation, it never lived up to the plate. He wasn't there on the field. He wasn't there. He was injured. And then when he got on there, how many? Come on. I mean, seriously. And then you want to come out and request the trade. Okay, there's several teams that I'm quite sure. Trust me. Coach B has got this one in the bag. All right. You want out? Okay. No problem. They ain't even gonna let you even go out there and do nothing. You're not injuring yourself. You're not damaging goods. So third year wide receiver requested trade. Jacina Anderson, his agent of Undefined, reported Monday that the current plan is for Harry to show up for training camp. He could be fighting for a roster spot this summer, henceforth, why a trade request was announced. Right there. Like I said, you already know they went and brought in Kendrick Bourne, Nathan Aguilar, drafted Trey Nixon. We still got Demarius Bird or Damien. We got Damien here. But it's gonna be rough road for this young man. You think about it, that's gonna be a nice rough road because guess what? You have to go someplace and establish yourself. And you've been there 3 years and arguably you had one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but it just didn't work. That's part of the business. It didn't work. Sorry. All right. Clutch breaking news. Stephon Gilmore, cornerback who's currently in a holdout, wanting a raise, may be non-participant due to the surgically repaired quad. Will he be healthy enough to be a full go at the start of camp? Yeah. And see, that's not even. I'm not even going to downplay man injury because that's legitimate. Like surgically, a lot of them are coming back from Saquon Barkley, Odell. You know what I'm saying? So this is almost convenient enough to where until you do get the you can lay up on that until you get the contract or somebody gets the trade. And then, if you're looking at it in hindsight like this, you can get a wide receiver and a cornerback for a nice price. But would a team give up? I mean, we ain't got no offers. Well, not any good, decent offers apparently for Stephon Gilmore, but we haven't got none as of yet. There's none as of yet on the wire right now. Anyway, let's dip down south to NOLA, the city where I'm from, y'all. Look, check this out. QB1 battle. Sean Payton believes both Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill will rise to the challenge. Okay. Sean knows something. That's why he's a head coach. I'm just a podcaster, media blogger, somebody who took a journalism course and decided to do sports journalism. I respect that man's opinion because he's come through in some clutch situations. And now Sean knows that I'm gonna need some people with a mind to know that you're in a position where I need you here. You know what I'm saying? Like I need you to be accountable. I need you to go all the way in. I need you to believe the dream I'm selling you. And I need you to go out there and achieve it. And that is the life after having Drew Brees. That's like New England, even though, it was a particular toe up as year because of the COVID-19 and the it was just a lot of teams had to adjust. And it kind of sucks that Drew did not get a full season where he can get he can get the opportunity to compete for that last ring before he did run off into retirement. But hey, shout out to Drew Brees, man. Salute you, man. All the service you did, man. You brought one home to the boot. Man, forever New Orleans Saints, man. 100. Shout out Drew. Okay, now, Sean Payton, I think both of the players we're talking about have had the benefit of training, being in meeting rooms with him, and seeing the daily grind. I think we go from there. Peyton said on NFL Network, Pro Football Talk. Obviously, there's a high bar for our team. And I think both of those guys will rise to the challenge. They both understand the importance of the reps that we're giving, no, excuse me, that we're going to have in this upcoming training camp. And there's a little bit of a standard, and it's kind of a high, and so that's okay. However, Saints GM Mickey Loomis remarked on Adam Sheen podcast, they're high on Taysom and emphasis that Winston will have to win the job. So listen, I get that y'all want to have this guy and you're feeling some type of way towards it. Like you're going to, like you're going to tap into this untapped talent that's going to just manifest this training camp and then go out there to the season and run it up. Pardon me. This is crazy because if the debate that ensues most times is that Jameis threw the 30 for 30, but he also threw the 5,000 yards. We've seen what Taysom does. 3-1, tries to get that extra and is careless with the ball. I mean, we haven't seen. I've said this. I've said it like this. You have to see the difference when you have to rely on this person 16 games. This year, 17. So I know Sean is like, you know what? We're going to look at it, and they're probably going to play this game all the way up until when. But you can expect some trickery. Now, however, Taysom has said, look, I'm training for quarterback. That's what he's obviously out there training for, quarterback. Now, ESPN.com's Mike Triplett news was cornerback free agent Richard Sherman is going to be a second look. It's going to be a second look now because we all know about the incident with Rich. And that is one of those, what am I to tell you? The Saints were in that hunt along with the Dallas Cowboys, apparently. And then there was a couple other teams that were linked. I'm, however, interested in seeing what's going to come about as we get closer. And what is the NFL's stance on Mr. Sherman? That's going to see how we get the outcome. Now in Philly, tight end Dallas Goedert, you might as well say, look, somebody go out there and you need a tight end, get Zach. You can get him for the low right now. Okay? Dallas Goedert is the featured piece for the new head coach Nick Sirianni's offense, which is a sign. Zach Ertz, baby, it's cold in Philly. It's time for you to roll. Now, with Hurts and Smith, the pairing, they're like reuniting, and they said it feels like old times between him and Hurts. This is the sleeper team. Okay, this is like a Detroit Lions who they're going out there and they're going to play. They Hurts came in, don't get me wrong, and we've seen Jimmy G take over in the middle of the season and go on this magical run. Drew Lock, a couple of Denver quarterbacks did that one, and then when it's time for actual game time, when it's your time, they kind of sputter, or they either don't produce like coming off the bench. This is going to be one of those opportunities that we'll see the Philadelphia Eagles, who I'm telling you now, is a legitimate sleeper. This man, this guy, and got the Heisman Trophy winner, despite the outlook of the book, it's rants and raves. Okay? You paired him with somebody that's they're comfortable. You're giving them that, and then the kid can move in the pocket. He's on a mission to show you he is QB1. That's his team. And like I said, I'm look more power to you. I want to see you do your thing because guess what? When you look at the way we critique some of these quarterbacks and we want to, oh well, this guy like Dwayne Haskins, oh because it was OSU, oh wait and it's like well, you can't fault all of them. And so now we're on this witch hunt to find out which one of these top 5 quarterbacks that were drafted this year will be that. Oh, look at this! Did you see that? Oh, damn! Wow, we put too much expectation. There's too much into it. But this team right here, they got a chance to do something that, guess what? You can look at it the way you want to look at it. But let me tell you like this. Them Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm going to go ahead and make my notes right now for you so we can, because when we go on the Insta Live, I'll make sure I remember these notes I make. Listen. Philadelphia Eagles have a fairly easy road in the division. You're going to think that, of course, my Dallas fans are going to be like, this motherfucker's stupid. Motherfucker don't know shit. I mean, like, look, you can't understand this. You're getting Dak back from injury. You're getting Zeke back, who needs to prove something. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Gallup are looking for increased production. You have a defense that is getting acclimated to a new system. And not only that, you have an expectation by an owner that feels he overpaid for this team. You look at it, Jim. Daniel Jones in the NFC East. Tell me, do you honestly think that Daniel Jones, with the weapons and the draft pick and the repairing of the line and not drafting a backup, he don't have to. Would you have weaponry and you build around the guy, you want to see the guy take it to the next level. That's what they looked at in Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield can now be into that. Yeah. That is Lamar Jackson. Can't forget that. Kyler Murray's on that gust over there. Jared Goff, he was shocking enough, but this is like the Carson Wentz, the Jared Goff, the Matthew Stafford, even Russell Wilson. Oh yeah, Russell's gonna be on that. If if they come out this season and bus, oh, they're gonna pull a bus up. Somebody got to go, and that's. I mean, you look at it the way you want. That somebody has to go. If you have given them the proper weapons, you went out and spent the money, and now you've given them the keys to the car, and they run out of gas. They didn't get to the destination. Same thing with my Patriots. You spend all the money. It's not just the Patriots. Look at you. When you go down there to Tennessee, think about it. Variable. We got them. You went out there and got Julio. You got Julio. So now you have a offensive scheme that you should take that next step. The Chiefs went out and made sure they got that line fixed after what Mr. Mahomes went through in the Super Bowl. Buffalo wants to have a rushing attack to match the offense. I mean, come on. They're there. Just couldn't get across the finish line. We go in with some more. Right now, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. And pause for the stateside identification, which we don't have none over here. It is Clutch Sports Media 365. Man, look, check us out on Twitter at Clutch SM365. You can follow us on Instagram, where we will be launching a simultaneous live as we come back in on this side on YouTube. So look, I normally do the social media because I started doing the social media, and if you know about something, you got to grow. And then I come over here and I may do something and be like, oh man. And then I'm doing a lot of other stuff too. So, I mean, I'm like, check me out. Check my channel out. You know, trust me, it gets better. I know that. Because guess what? I'm getting better and better with time on it. Thank you for tuning in. This is Coming Through Clutch Sports Pod with your host, Jay the Perspective. This is Come Through Clutch Monday Perspective, baby. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Now I just gotta get music to play in the background of this shit, right?